there's the story that's always told. We were, it was a blind date. We were put together through people that knew him and me, but we didn't know each other. And when he first came to pick me up on that first blind date, while waiting for me to come out of my room, he looked around, and in our living room there were their paintings, there were the two pianos, there was the cello, there were the books, and there were all these things that became
trappings
in our life, yes. And he hadn't seen them in his house, although he wasn't deprived.
I don't know, it wasn't deprived, but it certainly wasn't as culturally rich as her upbringing was.
So he's had a wonderful way of reacting to all these things and doing something about them.
And she wasn't bad looking either.
Thank you. Well, I thought that no matter what I looked like, he'd already fallen in love with what he saw in the living room.
I would hope that this center and what it does will make it possible for so many more people, the students of course, but the whole people in the community, to come to be more interested, involved, come to have the love and the nourishment that has been so vital to us in our life. It's such a valuable thing for one's humanity to get access to and get nourished by.
I think of Richard and Mary as quintessential Chicago philanthropists, which is to say they're not involved in just one institution, but in multiple institutions. In their case, it means the Art Institute certainly, but it also means the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, it means the radio station WFMT, it means the University of Chicago, it means the Chicago Humanities Festival. There's a coherence to their philanthropy, that it's making a difference in the lives of citizens in the areas that matter most to them, the arts of humanist inquiry.
One of the points of this center is better to integrate the university into the life of the arts in the city of Chicago. Richard and Mary Gray have been so important in both realms for so many years. They've been very, very prominent in the arts in the city and real bastions of the arts here at the university.
Given what I take to be the sensitivity and discernment that they have brought to their engagement with artwork, it seems only fitting that the project of bringing together really interesting artists with really interesting scholars would come with their support. And that just seems to add excitement, I think, to the project.
And Mary, of course, comes with an incredible background as a student in art history here, as someone who's thought particularly a lot about the public role of the arts in terms of public sculpture and the public place of the arts on campus. And Richard, because he's been so important to the history of the arts at the University of Chicago. Richard was one of the important people at really getting the Smart Museum off the ground and growing into its large role that it has now, not just on campus, but throughout the city.
The creation of the Gray Center crowns what seems to me an entire rethinking, a characteristic rethinking of the place of the arts at this university, from a position of relative neglect to a position at the very center of what it is that we are doing as a university, incorporating the arts not as adornment, but as central to our mission.
We adopted the University of Chicago. It's our community, it's our city, it's our university. I mean, my wife has a degree from there. I don't have a degree from anywhere, so it doesn't matter. But I adopted it. I lived in the neighborhood. I became early on close to the university and close to all kinds of people who are at the university, faculty, administration, neighbors, part of our community.
Because it gave us so much. From the chamber music series that we've been going to since our first year of marriage.
Mandel Hall for
the
the
Mandel
last
Hall.
50 plus years.
Of course, and all along the way, of course, meeting various people who became our friends.
It was our community.